Of course, as always, coverage tonight presented from Asphalt Racing Network. Our beautiful sponsor, Decals, Paint and Photoshop, and last but not least, the Young Hitter Collectibles. For all your collectible needs, be sure to check us out on Whatnot. Tonight, the Right Time ARCA Series presented by T. Elliot, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Commercial Refrigeration, takes on an amazing night here at Dover, where fun and competition is definitely going to blur a little bit here. As always, thank you for tuning in. On behalf of the Asphalt Racing Network, we appreciate you guys watching here live on a weekly basis. My name is Tyler Jones, which most of you should know by now. And of course, I will be your commentator for the night. Looking forward, we are in lone qualifying right now. Drivers ready to go. Get these qualifying times done. We got some new camera angles for you guys too tonight. Looking right now on the track. Few drivers on track right now. Surprisingly, not a crazy amount early on. Of course, a lot of guys like to stay. Kind of at least let a few people get a qualifying time on the board to let them know exactly what times they're looking at to beat in front or behind. SDK, would you like to work for me? I'd appreciate it. Hey, there it is. Well, you just saw Jesse Singleton on track. James Mandarud also on track, getting a qualifying time done now. Matthew Francis here tonight. Aaron Wright here. Jim Felix. Jeremy Lawson. Bradley Potts. Warren Appelt. Justin Baird. Austin McIntyre. Jason Oblinski. Callahan in the sky here tonight for race control as always. Mark Morton with another appearance on the track. Almost everybody qualified. I think Morton the last one to not qualify other than Laird Landers. Right now, looking forward to a pretty good fight here tonight from a lot of drivers on track. Of course, going into this race, it is a DCR dominance. And of course, Tristan has a rivalry here tonight. After last week's performance, it is slowly but surely building. White flag out for qualifying. You guys know what that means. It's about time for warm-ups. Looking at an amazing track here tonight. Let's go ahead and show you guys the weather here today. Drivers are going to be in 77 degrees Fahrenheit, 25 Celsius for temps here today at the track. Of course, no wind conditions right now, so that is probably a pretty good situation for the drivers. Little partly cloudy here, as you can see, and only 45% humidity. Not too hot of a night. Drivers looking to be pretty comfortable here, of course. The Rock's still going to have a major challenge on their hands. It's not called the Monster Mile for no reason. It is an unforgiving track if you are not set up for success correctly. Hopefully Omar Rodriguez learned his lesson last night, and he chooses not to take 2 tires today. Of course, this is the Randy's Custom Automotive 150 here tonight. So much time we have left. Warm-ups are now done. 3 minutes exactly. We're going to hit a quick commercial break before we go 25 laps ad-free. We'll be back momentarily. Don't go nowhere.
I want to taste your banana pudding, you taste my banana pudding.
It's on. It's on.
I was going to say, will you marry me?
Is my makeup messy? Yes, it's messy.
Cellular to help people save on their cell phone bills. That's why I cut my car in half. This year, let's cut even more to show them how much they can save. Let's cut the face off of our helmets. Let's cut the top off of our steering wheel. Let's even cut our hats.
Isn't that just a visor?
Shut up, Chris. Great. Can't wait to see what y'all come up with.
Get your second month free with Consumer Cellular.
We are back live before we go 25 laps ad free. Uh-oh. Timing deciding not to work again. There we go. Christopher DeWald takes the pole position here tonight. Jerry Ward is sitting in second. Mark Morton in third. DJ Norris in fourth. And Matt Hudgens rounding out your top five. Just outside of the top five and sixth is going to be Chase Albright. Omar Rodriguez in seventh. Connor Price in eighth. Mark Kincaid in ninth. And Corey Moore rounding out your top 10. Tristan Pena sitting in 11th. Ryan Phillips in 12th. Jesse Singleton in 13th with Dean Howard in 14th place. Thaddeus Friel Jr. in 15th. James Mandarood in 16th. Sterlo in 17th. John Wyatt making his return here tonight in 18th place. 19th and 20th rounding out your top 20 drivers is going to be Jeffrey Bourne and Matt Banky. Just outside in 21st is going to be Jared Smith. 22nd, Brett Sturkin. Kevin Nolf takes the 23rd spot here tonight. Ryan Troutman sitting in 24th position. Taylor Miner in 25th. Barrington in 26th. Francis in 27th. Laird Landers in 28th. Aaron Wright in 29th. And Jim Felix in 30th. Green flag out now. A lot of drivers on the field here tonight. 37 drivers to be exact. Ready to go for a win. Of course, remember here it's all endurance. No stage breaks. Only breaks you get are cautions. So it's going to be tricky for these drivers to begin a long race, 150 laps. No breaks, no nothing, just pure driving action. DeWald still holding the top spot right now. Mark Morton in second, Hudgens in third. Jerry Ward rounding out your top five with DJ Norris. Jared Smith already in his own situation. And can iRacing get it together? I'm tired of seeing the buffering on my screen. Good God. What is with the sim this week? Frames are fine. FPS is fine. Nothing is out of the ordinary. The number one of Jared Smith went around that time. We'll see if we can actually get a camera view of anything that even happened. Didn't get the initial wreck, but there is the situation that spun out the one car. Okay, it's stuttering bad. One has a lot of front end damage right now. Definitely going to have to get that car in pit road. Get majority of that damage off if possible. Otherwise, could be a bad situation for him early on here. Of course, pace car out now. First caution of the night. Only in about lap 2. Pretty early situation to find yourself in now. Of course, DeWalt still has the lead. Morton up 1 position. Hudgens up 2. Jerry Ward down 2 in 4th. DJ Norris down 1, running out your top 5. Chase Albright sitting just outside in 6th place. Omar in 7th. Those two have not moved on position. Pena up 3 spots in 8th. Mandarood up 7 in 9th. And Kincaid down 1, rounding out your top 10. Might be a Twitch situation going on right now. I have no idea. Let's see. Nope, everything's good on that end. So I have no idea what's going on. Apologize about every little stutter, folks. It's out of my control right now. We'll do as much as possible to, try to rectify the situation to the fullest extent, but I think it's something that iRace is just going to have to work out. Saw the situation last night as well. Got kicked out of the sim while live for the Weeknight Warriors sim series. So, might have a situation here like that tonight. Just a heads up. If it does happen, don't go nowhere, as we will immediately launch the sim back. Not looking promising right now. Might have to do it ourselves to try to refresh the situation here. As of right now, we're not going to worry about that, though. We're going to worry about this track, these cars, and of course the drivers themselves, as there seems to be a wreck under caution in the backfield. Believe we might have a delayed green there because of that. Let's go ahead and check it out real quick. Seems to be on the 00 mark, Kincaid. Actually started with the 54 Morton up front. Big stack up happened. Extended caution. Pace car back out now. Green flag out now after the delayed caution. Seems to be everything is kind of cleared up now on stream. So once again, I apologize about that. Lap 8 right now. DeWald in the 84 making his run. Mark Morton had a few problems there with his sim. Seems to still be on track right now. Maybe not. Let's see. Morton is on track. Okay. So he's still in it for the fight. Of course, DeWald in the lead. Hudgens in second. Albright in third. Already getting to a good single file run here. Omar to the inside wall. Second caution going to be out now. See exactly what happened here with Omar. Made a little bit of contact. 89 looks to be the 89 of Jerry Ward. Made some contact with Omar. And Omar accidentally went into the wall there. Hopefully not much damage for Omar himself. Doesn't seem to be too bad. Looking around the car, from what we can see up here in the grandstands, doesn't seem too bad on the driver. So we should be able to go in and come out pretty quick. Of course, at the time of the caution, DeWald was your leader. Still is currently. Omar now passing on your screen. Currently in 11th position, just outside of the top 10. In front of him is Matt Banky. Of course, right now, Christopher DeWald holding the lead. No one's really been able to give him a run for his money yet, but we also haven't had many green flag laps yet. Of course, the more laps we have, the better it can be. But right now, drivers trying to work out a few kinks in the plans. And it seems like everything should be going pretty good here. So now, of course, Omar in this time. Looking at his pit time so far, he's been in for 18 seconds. Bumps up to 21. 22.6. I'm sorry, 22.2 for a final time in pits. So either not much damage or he's only taking some off. Of course, looking at our leader right now, Christopher DeWald. Going to choose cone this time with Hudgens behind. Will he take low or will he take the high side? Now DeWald to the low side. Hudgens on the top, all bright. And DJ Norris in the line 2. Tristan Pena rounding out top 5 in line 3 with Jerry Ward. Behind them in 6th and 7th is Troutman and Mandarud. And rounding out your top 10 right now, it's going to be Matt Banky and Jesse Singleton. Of course, it's 2 cautions already out. Green flag back out now. DeWald getting another good jump. It's going to be a good ride for him here tonight. You already see him 0.3 of a second off from second place of Albright. Really good maneuvers early on. Oh, here goes that blinking stuff again. Really good maneuvers early on. Pena up 7 positions, the highest mover within our top 5 right now. Now you're starting to see Albright try to pull that time back in on DeWald. He wants that lead. Now Tristan and DJ going to be fighting for that position there. DJ going to get a good run there, able to maintain and hold his position on the bottom side to advance over Pena. Now Pena sitting in 5th, kind of falling off from the rear of the 82 right now. Got to wonder if he's trying to run his own strategy, not going too aggressive in the corners. We know Pena does this in real life, outside of his sim. So this is always a driver you have to watch. He has a lot of talent. Not only talent on iRacing itself and in the sim, but off the field as well here behind the wheel of an actual car. So most of his strategies, probably strategies he would actively run here if he was driving this ARCA car right now. Now, of course, DeWald still in the lead, only a gap of 0.4 of a second. Peña still sitting in 5th. A little wiggly back here in the back end. Caution out again. And I have no idea who it was on. Possibly Mark Morton. Let's see from Morton's perspective back here on the field. Maybe we'll catch something in the back end. Well, we caught it right there. You see it in the background of the screen right there on Morton. There's John Wyatt. '83 of John Wyatt. A little bit of a situation there. And then, of course, Sterlu as well. Kind of slowed down a little bit on track. Got some damage there. Parked on the middle of the track. High side on the apron, so. Gotta wonder what's going on. Peña in pitch right now. He's going to be regaining the field. Bourne went in as well. Francis, Friel, Smith, Appelt, and Sterlo. All in pits now. Christopher DeWald. Might as well start calling him Christopher Bell. He's been holding the front of this pack out. Of course, since the race started, he was your pole sitter. 21 laps right now, all awarded to him. Even under pacing. So as of right now, with this caution, we're averaging about 7 laps of a green flag run. Actually, less than that. About 6.5 laps for a green flag run as we are on lap 21 now, 22 this time by the line. So not much green flag action we've actually got to get here yet today. Of course, still expecting a lot. It's not going to be the prettiest race. Push come to shove at the end of the night. It's really a matter of, are you going to be able to hold it? Will you get a win? And how long will those tires hold on for you? Now, of course, amazing cameras here tonight. Can't tell you who made them because everybody's going to start blowing up my cameraman, but shout out to you. Great camera pack here for this track tonight. 84 DeWald. Suddenly I'm saying 84 of DeWalt. Christopher Bell. Back under green flag now in the 84. Hopefully it's not a Christopher Bell type night for Christopher DeWald, as Bell has not been strong in the finishing position area, especially not where he started at. Of course, able to make some time back up, just like any driver can. But DeWald right now is pretty comfortable in the lead. Albright really hasn't been able to pull much time on him. If anything, he's actually lost time within those last 7-lap runs before caution comes out that we've seen so far. Of course, something that's, you're looking forward to early. You're paying attention to who actually is the dominant car, who's driving away a little bit better than the rest of them. Of course, you're seeing it there. 25 of James Mandarud in a wreck, as you're still seeing the wreck happen on screen now. 4th caution of the night. They didn't even get 3 laps on that one. 28 spins out to 25. '28 of Connor Price involved in the wreck. We're going to see it from Connor's perspective, because it looks like he might have got a little bit of contact after the fact. And did. Also hit the 38, who is not showing up as the 38 on the screen, so that's always a fun night. Oh, excuse me, no, that is the 33 of Aaron Wright, filling in for our man. Of course, a part of half of who we're missing tonight, most likely his partner sitting next to him, as I see him watching this broadcast. So hello, Shero. Congratulations, my guy. But Wright filling in for Shero tonight, as Shero has officially tied the knot to lucky misses. Right in a wreck there early on. 33 might be hurting a little bit. Hopefully not too much. Man, hopefully you got good Wi-Fi. Otherwise, you're using a lot of data international right now, all the way in Greece, man. And look at that. We also got Mickey in the chat too, man. He said, I'm not in the booth, so I'm going to be in the chat. Of course, DeWald's still your leader. Nothing's changing that right now. DeWald driving for Right Time Motorsports right now. Of course, Potts, Nulf, Baird, and John Wyatt, all a part of that team as well. Waiting to go back to green. Of course, pace lights are off, so we are back green this time. "4:30 in the morning in Greece, and this man is watching his own sim race. How's it feel actually looking at the 33 from an outside perspective, Shero? Of course, going to be back green here this time in the restart zone. Green flag out now. Lap 29. Can they go more than 7? course, DeWald in the lead with Albright not too far behind this time. Actually, a little bit of a difference. Albright pretty close now, but he is slowly losing time. 2 3/4 of a tenth of a second off pace now. Norris holding down third by himself. In front of him is Albright, behind the 51 of Singleton and Matt Hutchins, rounding out your top 5. Then, of course, we have the 35 of Banky and at least a 4-car gap, maybe even more than that, to Mark Kincaid in 7th place, Mark Randall in 8th, Troutman in 9th, and Omar Rodriguez in the 92, rounding out your top 10. Who is the driver to watch tonight is really the biggest question here. As always, a lot of skill to have to drive this course. The tires will wear out. Of course, you know that weight shift. When you turn left, the weight shifts to the right side. So you burn your rights up just a little bit more than what you would have on that low side. Low side is another one too. That's really going to be where most of the traffic sits. You're already seeing it here tonight. That high side can burn a little bit of tire. You saw it in the 92. Check up a little bit for the 50. Kind of got too close for comfort for Rodriguez. So not giving Pena a little bit of space, but now working back up to Pena as well. Of course, not too hot here. So the tires might not burn as bad. Of course, they're still going to burn, but it might not be as bad as what most of these drivers and us, the fans at home as well, are thinking. Now looking back up to your lead, DeWald and Albright 1 and 2. DJ Norris in 3rd. Singleton still in 4th place. Hutchins wrapping up your top 5. Now the 82 of Norris trying to make a run on the 49 on the low side. Got it for a second. Already fell back a quarter panel. Now it is a dog fight for 2nd place as DeWald slowly just runs away with it. You know he's fine with them fighting for the position right now. Gives him time to get in his line comfortably. Do what he does best. Pull away from these guys. DeWald now actively has a minute and a half on Albright. Singleton as well. Top 10 almost back, almost 4 full seconds. That's the 92 of Rodriguez. 4 full seconds back from the leader. That is a pretty tough situation to be in. Now looking through the field right now. Lap 39 of 150. Omar just rounding out your top 10. 0-0 Mark Kincaid there. Had the position, lost it to Rodriguez. Now going to continue that fight. Just behind in 11th is Troutman, the 75. Brett Sturkin with a little bit of a fight with Francis right now for 12th place. Francis in 13th. Jim Felix in 14th. Ryan Phillips in 15th. Kyle Barrington by himself in 16th. Mark Randall Jr. in 17th position now. With Oblinski in 19th. McIntyre in 20th. Well, excuse me. Oblinski in 18th. McIntyre in 19th. Friel in 20th. Pop everybody down a spot. James Mandaroon in 21st. John Wyatt in 22nd. Dean Howard all the way back in 23rd position right now. It's really single file back here. Baird, Ward, Landers, Lawson, Potts. Jeffrey Bourne on the track. Really spread out right by himself for now. Nolf's kind of in the mix of the lead, a lapped cars. Connor Price not too far behind. And then, of course, Warren Appelt and Taylor Miner up near about 27th place with Laird Landers behind him. Leader right now, DeWalt. Not letting these guys get a break. He has led almost all laps up to this point in time so far. And it doesn't seem like he's going to falter off of it at all. Of course, right now, 25 laps are over. We're on lap 43. We've been green for a bit. We're going to take you to a quick commercial break here. The Randy's Custom Automotive 150 at Dover. Hang around, don't go nowhere. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
You know Toyota has 3 NASCAR Cup teams. We got Team 2311, owned by this guy, and 3-time Daytona winner Denny Hamlin. But Denny Hamlin races for another team, Joe Gibbs Racing. Yeah, Super Bowl winning head coach Joe Gibbs. And they both share the track with Legacy Motor Club, co-owned by 7-time Cup champ Jimmy Johnson. 3 epic teams, 4 legendary owners, all going after 1 cup. Now you're up to speed. You in?
Hendrick.
Summer is here and you've got places to go.
She's headed to a golf tournament.
This one's headed to the beach.
And he's headed to a music festival.
And they know every good road trip starts right here.
At Hendrick Automotive Group.
We'll check your battery,
Tire pressure, top off your fluids,
Check your cooling system.
And do a multi-point inspection.
extending the life of your vehicle.
and keeping you safe anywhere you want to go.
For free.
Just make sure you're road ready. All good road trips start here.
Book your road ready appointment today at hendrickcars.com.
Last year, Ram killed the Hemi V8, and people had opinions. The same people that killed the Hemi sent me out here with these comments. That's not happening. We own it, we got it wrong, and we're fixing it. You hear that? That's our Hemi, and it's saying, I'm back.
Did he say what I think he said? That thing's got a Hemi!
Hell yeah, it does. You want more? Buckle up. Ram's coming back to NASCAR. Let's go. We're back in America's motorsport. The Hemi's back, and we ain't going anywhere.
Now I have to check everything. Anybody in chat, are we still here? Just told me a notification stream is offline, attempting to reconnect. I'm assuming we're still good. I have absolutely no idea what's going on with connection right now, guys. Bear with me as I'm trying to get it figured out. Okay, so it seems we have the situation figured out now. A horribly huge like lag situation there. I have no idea what that was, guys. Everything on my side is fine. Strong connections, full bars. So I do apologize about the inconvenience. I have zero clue what just happened. Thankfully now we're back. I don't think it would be wise to try to show the replay for the caution due to the fact that we had all that jumping at that time. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see the exact reason of the caution. So I do apologize about that. Hopefully we'll be good, figured out now. We won't have much more jumping. I am not really detecting the main situation of what is going on. And we're still having difficulty. Green flag back out right now. John Wyatt actually in the lead. That was a good night for him so far. I don't even know if you guys can hear me right now. Okay. Getting a lot of packet loss from the sim itself. Everything seems to be fine now. John Wyatt was in the lead at that point in time of the restart. Christopher DeWald now back in the lead. Once again, I apologize, guys. I know it's not on me. There's nothing I can do about it. Other than yell and call Spectrum tomorrow and be like, hey, what is going on? Okay, cool. Everything is back to normal as it looks. Send a rocket to the moon and it starts to mess with my Wi-Fi. I'd rather us stay on Earth. Looking now, Christopher DeWald in first. John Wyatt with a wreck. Caution going to be back out on the field. John Wyatt, Jared Smith, Laird Landers. All involved in the wreck that time. Not a good situation for those drivers. Great situation for DeWalt. He has not been able to lose the lead because of these cautions. Last year, this race was not like this. This was a very clean race. He's led all 52 laps. Well, we're on 58 now, going to 59 this time by. But he's led 52 laps in the lead. Of course, expecting this race to be a copy-paste from last year where it was very clean. There's a difference here. Maybe it is starting to be a opportunity or a point in time where we've got to look at who we have in here and possibly add a bit of an incident point. You know, capping off incident points would be a big difference. Of course, allowing cars not to have too many incidences on the track and continue to race. You would have to park your vehicle or be parked. You know, of course, this ARCA series is beginner friendly. 2 guys in here as now that are in an A or B class license, that being Justin Baird, D class, and Bradley Potts, who is in a C, the lowest driver in here right now, license-wise. Now, of course, looking ahead, Christopher DeWald in the lead, man. This guy has possibly a good sitting position. All he has to do is stay in the sitting duck position here tonight, and he could possibly get a really good finishing position out of it. Right now, we haven't seen much competition from anybody that started behind him. Of course, a few drivers have had a position in the front. No one's been able to hold that position long. When DeWald is the control car, he normally gets out there, puts a hammer in on things. And a lot of people end up falling off. Green flag back out this time at Randy's Custom Automotive 150 at Dover. Of course, once again, DeWald in the lead. Singleton trying right now. You see him trying to do what he can to actually catch up to that vehicle in front. The 84, what seems to be uncatchable. Now, of course, looking through the field just a little bit here. Tristan Pena now in third place. It's a good position for him. He is up 8 positions so far on the night. Mark Morton. He is down 1 position from where he started. You saw a drop off earlier in the night from him. A little bit of issues with his sim. Now he's back good to go here for the rest of tonight's race. You can see the gauge yourself on the board on the top, the left-hand side of your screen. Omar Rodriguez up 1 in 6th place. Matt Hutchins just in front of him. DJ Norris behind. Kincaid in 8th place with Matthew Francis behind now, side by side, trying to make a pass here for 9th. And of course, rounding out your top 10 is going to be Ryan Troutman. This is the fight here. Can the position away from DeWald. We're still dropping frames. What is going on? DeWald really not letting anybody get around him. Pena not even able to catch much time. Still 0.3 of a second back right now. Doesn't really tend to be showing any progression right now either. Now officially 3 laps away from the halfway point of this race. Looking at our race recap right now. We have had 6 cautions for 19 laps. 1 lead change. Christopher DeWald. Drake has really been his. Looking on our telemetry, 65 laps led. Really seems to be his night. He has a car, very dominant car here early on too. Was a pole spot. Might see a really good run here from him tonight. Would have been the first time in right time history that a driver would have been able to manage a pole position and a sweep. But of course, he's not going to be able to lead all laps here tonight. So that out of the question for him for sure, but still able to manage some time off. Drone cam following him on track right now. There's the blimp cam in the sky with the zoom in on the 84 right there. What the top 10 look like right now on your screen. Spread out, looking at the entire track. A lot of dead space in between these cars here tonight. A lot of cars in different positions on the track. Your leader now coming into turn 2, going to the back stretch. Of course, a mile-long track. So it doesn't take much time to catch some competition in front of you. And there he is right there. So a tough night for a lot of these drivers, thinking that they possibly had a good car coming into here. Because now Tristan Pena back just a second and a half. But looking at it from a distance, it looks like a long way to go. Jesse Singleton up into third now. Singleton, another one that's been trying to make some really good moves, some good maneuvers when he needs to. Of course, DeWald, looking at telemetry here, trying to make sure everything is fine with the stream as well. DeWald still in the lead now, almost 3 seconds. Singleton holding the fort down in second place. Omar Rodriguez in third, just behind on screen. Of course, Mark Morton in fourth, Tristan Pena in fifth, DJ Norris just outside in sixth. Not really able to pass much here on the track. You have to really do it when you have an opportunity to. Otherwise, it just might shy away from you. Looking at the 89 Jerry Ward, he is back in 14th place right now. Started in second, fallen off pretty hard here. Matt Banky doing good, up 8 positions from where he started in 12th place. Banky thought he was coming off a win from Monday in American Stock Car Racing League, but unfortunately had the win stripped from him due to wrecking on the last lap, a rule they've had set in place for years. Of course, sucks for Banky as he was chasing a win for almost 4.5 seasons in there and still has not been able to claim it. Now trying to look through who we really have here in contention. I mean, DeWald has been holding the first place position down strong, up 78 laps. I really couldn't tell you how many other drivers would be able to dominate 78 laps. Of course, we've had some cautions, 6 cautions so far on the night. But 78 laps in the lead is a pretty big achievement. That's not something by random. This 51 of Singleton in second place, 3 seconds back from the leader. Right now, doesn't seem to be a fight. Even off of the green flag launches, we've seen Pena not even be able to hold on to DeWald or catch up to him. So really, the biggest question is, who is going to possibly dethrone DeWald from the win? Is it going to be anybody in our top 5? I mean, Omar Rodriguez right now sitting in 3rd. Of course, risky move last night with Tire Strat. Definitely not going to try it again today. But still going through his progressions, running a constantly clean lap, and really just copy and pasting his entrances and his exits, as you should. See him using the middle line there, possibly signifying tire fall off a little bit, not able to hug that bottom side. Could be detrimental on his speed in the corners, getting back up to speed on the straightaways. He does it again. That turn as well. So something to have to look out for. Mark Morton, of course, the 54 in a little bit of traffic here. It's the 82 and Norris behind, and the 21 up in front of Jeffrey Bourne. Of course, right now, behind them in 6th place, you got Tristan Pena and Matt Hudgens. Not much of a fight here either. As of right now, everybody, like I said, trying to go through their progressions, trying to make up lost time. If they're not making up lost time, they're trying to stay in rhythm. It's a very hard track to stay in rhythm with after you kind of fall off a little bit. Now, something that is going to be challenging at some points in times throughout the night is if we do get a green flag pit cycle, when do you go in? Of course, lap 91 out of 150 now. Had a pretty good green flag stint here tonight. At this point in time, looking at the fan cam of the Monster Mile. Beautiful weather in the skies now. Hudgens is who we're following. See how far the leader is from him from the stand cam. Exit of turn 2 on the backstretch now. Not anywhere near getting lapped. You know what? We're missing something, guys. We ain't done yet tonight. It's time for a little session I love to do once in a while. Now is the time to do it. Turn your TVs up. Turn your phones up, tablets up, laptops, whatever you may be, because it's crank it up time. We're seeing there a lot of lap traffic around our leader right now. DeWald trying to make it work. Of course, Singleton praying the lap traffic benefits him. DeWald has some draft, so that's going to be able to pull him a little bit farther. So an unfortunate situation for the 51 of Singleton, as he's not really going to gain time with DeWald sitting in lap traffic in drafts. But if they are slower lap traffic, that could be a good thing for him. He might be able to catch time up within reason. Lap 97 right now. Going to 98 this time by the line. Singleton with a 71 behind him now, so he has a little bit of draft help. This actually can make a difference for him. Of course, Rodriguez not too far behind. DJ a little bit far off from him, about a second and a half back is Mark Moore, and 3 seconds back from Morton is Pena. Pena currently in 8.86 gap to the leader, who still has some lap traffic behind. That is the 21 of Jeffrey Bourne in the draft, kind of helping the 84 pull away from the rest of the field. You know, there's nothing wrong with that either. He's not affecting his race. He's not impeding his race. There's nothing wrong with what Bourne is doing. Of course, Singleton probably not too happy about it because it's kind of hurting him a little bit, but that is racing. Currently on lap 100. Drivers having a good green flag run here now. We're going to do a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with more racing action here for the T. Elliott Right Time ARCA Series. Hang on tight, guys. We'll be back in a few.
I want to taste your banana pudding, you taste my banana pudding.
It's on. It's on.
I was going to say, will you marry me?
Is my makeup messy? Yes, it's messy.
Consumer Cellular can help people save on their cell phone bills. That's why I cut my car in half. This year, let's cut even more things to show people how much they can save. Let's cut the face off of our helmets. Let's cut the top off of our steering wheel. Let's even cut our hats.
Isn't that just a visor?
Shut up, Chris. Great. Can't wait to see what y'all come up with.
Get your second month free with Consumer Cellular.
Coming back now, lap 110 out of 150. Green flag pit cycles actually happened during the caution. Mark Morton took the lead due to those cycles. Now you see a lot of the field regrouped, but not all of them are on lead lap. Only two drivers not on lead lap. Only two drivers on lead lap. That is the 54 of Mark Morton and the 94 of Sturkin. Christopher DeWald a lap down as well. Morton now in. So he ran his tank as far as he possibly can take it. Now coming into pits that might put him in a good situation early on. DeWald having to get his lead back now the hard way. Coming to the pits now, passing Morton for sure. As Morton is in the pits. DeWald gets his lap back and is now, once again, your leader. Truthfully, do not think that anybody's going to be able to strip DeWald of this win here tonight. Seems to be from practice and qualifying and warm-ups early on. It was signed, sealed, and delivered directly to his door on a silver platter here. Driver obviously has the skill and what it takes to be a winner. But now, can he dial it in for the rest of this race here and come out victorious on the other side? Crossing the line this time, it'll be about 36 more laps to go. Almost at that point in time in the night. And of course, everybody right now who has already been in, everybody has actively been in. They are, of course, looking at an opportunity to get a win. If a caution came out, they'll probably be good on gas if they stretched it as far as they possibly could have. Like Mark Morton, for example. Morton did go in pretty late into the run here. So if a caution came out, he'll be good on gas and tires most likely. Unless everybody else goes in and gets a fresh set, you probably won't see the ones that pitted very, very late into the stage do the same. They'll probably stay out, try to get that position gained off of the sole people going into pits there which can either boost him really good on points or possibly put you in a position for a win. 14 parked on the apron. That is Kyle Barrington. Barrington had towed it to pits. So now I'm going to sit there for a mandatory, roughly about 2 to 3 minutes. A lot of drivers from 21st back, 2 to 3 laps down plus. Not many still on lead lap. Looks to be just about the top 10. Everybody else behind the top 10, all a lap down now. The man on your screen is the one with the best plan going into this race, the most skill on this track. You can see it is not letting him down now. Just check an updated lap report. 1:05 on the laps. Now officially 30 more laps to go. Quite a challenging situation here. Omar is not too far away, but 6.5 seconds on a mile-long track. Almost being a quarter of a track behind is not a good place to be. Kind of means no matter how hard Rodriguez runs it, he most likely won't be able to catch up. Jesse Singleton just behind him. Seemingly patient right now is the 51 of Singleton. He knows how much race is left. He's not trying to use up everything before he gets there. Of course, not much changed here between Singleton, other than him catching up to the rear of Rodriguez. DeWald still with a 6.5 second rough gap on the second place right now. DJ Norris right now sitting in the top 5, rounding out your top 5 position. Definitely a difficult night for a lot of these drivers. We saw wrecks early on. They kind of kept going for a bit and have officially fully tapered off. Now still following the 82 of Norris. Of course, 25 more laps to go here tonight. DeWald still in the lead with a lot of lap traffic around. $112 laps led. Pretty good accomplishment here, especially at Dover. Of course, Omar still in third. Singleton now actually advances back to second. DeWald still on a lane of his own, 5.8 seconds back from the second place sitter of Singleton. Only 8 cars on lap, lead lap Last one being the 8 of Jerry Ward. Now looking back to about mid of our top 10, DJ Norris currently sitting in 6th place, started in 4th. Try now. Track audio should be back now. Don't know what was going on there. Try to refresh the source. Hopefully that fixed it. It's not showing a register on my side, but it could be showing differently for the stream. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so just an overall not a good night for broadcasting. It's been good to me the last few weeks. Apologize, guys. You've just been sitting there in silence. I hear it in my ears, so I figured you guys did too. Just been letting the cars do the talking here, as the gaps are pretty spread out now. 18 laps to go. Tristan Pena by himself. Here, I'll even bump it up so you guys can actually hear it a little bit more. But 18 more laps to go here now. Christopher DeWald. Well, sorry, 17 now. DeWald in a lane of his own. Look at the blip. See where he's at compared to Singleton and Omar. Then Tristan. And then rounding out your top 5, DJ Norris. I mean, the competition right now that he has is literally from Singleton. Singleton is the only closest driver to him. And he's about a quarter of a lap off. Singleton literally trying to beat everybody by a country mile. Now up to 121 laps led. If he can get the rest of them, it'll be 136 laps on total for the night, out of 150. And if that doesn't show dominance, I don't know what will. Singleton still in 2nd place. But now about 5.6 back from here. These tires are just fatigued. Those tires are tire boss. Should make much of a difference for him. But of course, the 84 clean air all around the track. To go left now. Omar sitting in 3rd, Pena in 4th, DJ Norris in 5th. And of course, Jesse Singleton still holding it down in 2nd place right now. Christopher DeWald with a 6.7.5 second cap on second place. Really has this race all for himself, as long as it doesn't get squirrely at the end. And a caution comes out. Of course, 8 more laps to go this time by. Only 8 cars on lead laps. DeWalt, Singleton, Rodriguez Jr., Pena, Morris, Morton, Thaddeus Frill on lead lap, Jerry Ward as well. DeWald in first, not going anywhere. He said, "This is my race. Stand down. Stand down. The driver shall." He's got it up another whole second. Now he's back from the second place of Singleton for 7 seconds. A little bit of time lost there, most likely in the corner. And of course, 5 more laps to go. Single really dialing it in now. Four more laps to go. DeWalt with a really good job here tonight. Singleton sitting in second. 3 more to go. DeWalt trying to get better to the line with 1 to go. Get that white flag, and all gloves are off. Becky in pits now as well as Albright. They're actually waiting for a caution. Oh Lord! Speak of the devil. Seems Mark Morton. The reason for the caution, we're not seeing his car on screen right now. Mark slowing down the field, modification issues again. Not a clue. Morton has only led 8 laps on the night. Morton now officially out. Christopher DeWald has to do it all over again in overtime. Jesse Singleton in second. Omar Rodriguez Jr. in third. Justin Bentley in fourth. Norris in fifth. Rounding out your top 5. Of course, pit cycle's open. Almost everybody but DJ Norris goes in. Connor Price, Ryan Phillips, Sturkin, Norris now currently in the lead. Will DeWalt get out in time? DeWalt not have to worry about it. He was the first person in the pit stall. Being in the first pit stall is great and all to get that qualifying position, but it is absolutely scary when it comes down to a restart like this. Now, of course, like I said, DJ Norris, actually your leader. Hello. Your leader at the time of the caution. Well, no, I'm sorry. DeWalt was your leader at the time of the caution. But Norris couldn't be able to take it because he stayed out while everybody went into pits. Now trying to figure out where everybody's going to go. High side, low side is the name of the game. I feel like if you took fresh tires, that low side could be very, very valuable to you. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget when we do these green-white checkers, we will let the winner burn it down or celebrate if they choose to. Then we will give the top three a few seconds to get out of the racing, stop amongst each other, and get ready for an on-track interview. So don't go anywhere. I do see when you guys leave. Make sure you're showing some love to these drivers, especially if you're family, because they always love to give you a shout out at some point in time. Of course, getting back ready to go green this time. DJ Norris and Christopher DeWalt in line one. Will DeWalt have a really good jump? Like he always doesn't pull away is the biggest question. DJ Norris, technically your control car on the bottom. Now the pace car being off, DJ Norris takes us back to green flag in the restart zone this time by. Already down to fourth. Singleton in the lead. DeWalt not too far behind, and it's about to get tricky here for the last 2 laps. Once they cross the line for one to go, no more cautions can decide the fate. It is on strictly skill. Right now, white flag lap in the air. Of course, sponsored by Random Graphics. One more lap to go. Singleton looks to be doing it. Tristan Pena moves up to second. Nobody around. And at the last moments of the race, Jesse Singleton, with only 3 laps led, takes the win at the Rock. Excuse me, not the Rock. The Monster Mile at Dover. Thinking of the mascot there. Jesse Singleton takes it here tonight. Very difficult maneuver there at the end. Really good at racing. Unfortunate for Christopher DeWald as he finishes in third. He had the most laps led out of any driver here tonight, was on pace to have 134 laps led by the end of the night. Unfortunately, just wasn't for him. Of course, remember, top 3 interviews up next would have started off with the guy who would have won the race. So now we're going to have to talk to Christopher DeWald. Of course, that is if they want the interview. All right, we've got DeWald in ready. So we're going to pull up the man that looked to have this win in the bag. It's going to be the number 84 of Christopher DeWald. It's Tyler in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
So you had a fantastic race here to start off with. You don't really see much of that at Dover, where someone comes out, gets a gridding position of a pole spot, and just walks away with almost the entirety of the race. You almost had 134 laps led if everything worked your way at the end. How do you feel like that last restart kind of played not in your favor?
Yeah, I was expecting the 82 to spin his tires. He didn't. He actually got a really good jump, and then he kind of pushed up in front of me, and I just barely kind of had to figure out what I was going to do next. So kind of a little bit of a checkup, and then the 51 just drove right past me because he got a good jump as well. And then yeah, so it's just racing. I mean, things happen, and I'll glad to at least end up with a third.
Now, of course, tonight, track wasn't the worst when it came down to conditions weather-wise. Of course, we saw a lot of utilization from that low line. No one really diamonding the corners here. A lot of drivers we saw use low line and then go up to middle, obviously because of that tire wear. How kind of a two-part question here. How did the track feel to you tonight, and also how was that tire wear on the ARCA car?
I felt good. There was a lot of grip right from the start. As the track started to rubber in, I tried to do the best I could at some sort of a little bit of a diamond, trying to conserve some tires as best I could. But rubbered in, it was just make sure you hit your marks. Tire wear, I actually ran an entire fuel run in practice and came out with like 14 or 16% on the right front. So I know if I had to, I could have gone a full fuel run, just with trying to be as conservative as possible. But yeah, I mean, the track was good. Tried to the best I could to keep all 4 tires without sliding, and there was a few hairy moments, but it was all good.
Now, of course, season really starting to get a little bit dicier. Dover, as we saw last season, was a pretty good race. Tonight, kind of had to work out some kinks early on in the race. Really cleaned itself up at the ending of the race, though. Now moving on to Darlington next week, 165 laps. How are you feeling about your odds at Dover to possibly go back and do what you fell just a little bit short here on doing tonight?
I actually really like Darlington, so I'm looking forward to going down there. And
I'm sorry, I messed up on schedule. That was the truck schedule. We were at Vegas next week for ARCA, Darlington for the trucks.
okay, well, Vegas, Vegas is a good mile and a half. See what we got there. We haven't really had any mile and a halves, traditional mile and a halves yet, that I can remember. But I'll look forward to that. See about possibly ripping the fence or just big arcs into the corners and drive it off out of the corners. So I'll have to put some practice in this coming week, and hopefully we can repeat of at least the top 3, if not finish what we started to here tonight.
Now, of course, Dover and Vegas kind of almost having the same line strategy there. Do you feel like some of what we kind of saw here tonight when it comes down to lines and trying to pass, we will possibly see next week? Of course, Vegas being at, I believe, a I want to say a morning race. I don't think we're doing a night race. So, how are you kind of feeling about that going into next week?
I think it'll definitely take some tire conservation. I mean, Vegas isn't the most rough track out there, but we'll have to see kind of what lines, if the bottom line really comes in, or if people, rip the fence and try to keep the momentum going. I know when I've raced there and other times, both of them sometimes seem to work. You can usually conserve your tires a little bit better. So we'll have to see how the race plays out, and we'll kind of take it from there.
And of course, man, before we let you go and enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night, do you have any shout outs you'd like to give to anybody that's possibly watching out there?
Yeah, the right time motorsports team. Appreciate them let me race with them. I want to congratulate Jesse on a win, Tristan on a second, and looking forward to next week out there in Vegas.
All right. Of course, congratulations on the pole tonight. Unfortunate you weren't able to take the win away, but still solidified a top three in a very, very challenging restart for you there. Definitely look forward to possibly talking to you again next week and hopefully as the winner this time.
That sounds good. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Have a good night.
You too, man. Of course, that was our original pole sitter of the night. Someone that almost led 134-36 laps of this race tonight, that being Christopher DeWald. Unfortunate he wasn't able to take it away for himself here tonight, but definitely has some redemption next week if he is able to make it work at Vegas. Of course, Vegas is going to be a little bit difficult, but of course, time will tell to see how that actually works out for him. Now, someone that started in 11th place finished all the way in second, and I feel like he is not letting us not talk to him anymore, even if he's not a winner. The 50th Tristan Pena.
How you doing, Tyler?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. Feel bad, to be honest with you.
Why's that?
I feel like I kind of screwed Christopher out of the win there. I ran him up the hill, but I mean, we're all racing for the win there. But I feel bad because he dominated all day, and I know if that happened to me at Iowa and there was a last lap restart and I got absolutely punted out of the way, I know I'd be pretty frustrated. I feel bad, and I take responsibility for that. It sucks. I don't think there should have been a caution that came out, but I mean, I don't know what happened. Uh, we were running really clean there. It was a really clean race. I couldn't tire save to save my life. Um, I blew the tires off the car every like 50 laps. It seemed like I about blew my tires in the second run. So I mean, it was definitely a struggle, but I'm glad I was able to get a second out of it.
Of course, difficult night here early on. We had a lot of cautions come back to back. I believe at one point in time, before we even hit the 100 mark, it was about an average of 6.5 laps per green flag before caution dropped. Did that kind of hurt you guys on strategy early on with green flag pit cycles? Of course, not having stage breaks. So, 150 laps, you expect maybe 2 to 3 full green flag pit cycles with a little caution sprinkled in.
I don't think it really messed it up too much because it was all like consolidated into like the first like 40, 50 laps, I think. So we were able to get tires and all that stuff. Or actually, no, I don't think we pitted for tires until like maybe lap 70 or 80 or something like that. I could be wrong, but I don't think it messed with the it too much. Um, obviously, I still couldn't save tires. I figured it out in the third stint there. Just being patient, I guess, more on the throttle. I was starting to catch the third place car and before the caution came out. I had no, and then they wrecked on pit road in front of me. So I mean, it was definitely a crazy turn of events there at the very end. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with how it went. I would have loved to gotten the win there. Obviously, capitalize on that slower car a little bit better, but I wasn't able to. And second's not bad, and I will come back next week and we'll be better.
Now, of course, going into this race from the Lucas Oil IRP race, you were sitting 18th in points. You've only had one win to this point in time. Of course, DeWald really strong here tonight. Even when you did get into second place, you really weren't able to hold on or really try to gain any advantage on him throughout the night. Now, with this race being done, of course, this is going to boost you hopefully in points, maybe a few positions, as you're battling Singleton just in front right now, Barrington as well, and a few others that were on track tonight, all still in front of you. With this season kind of nearing a halfway point within the next few weeks, how are you feeling about your possibility to keep moving up on that points bracket and trying to go for a title?
Be honest with you, I don't know if I'm anywhere close to getting getting the title. I missed too many races, and I mean, I don't know. I don't think I'll be able to get it. It sucks. I mean, I'd love to go and race for a title, but I mean, since I can't, I'm gonna go try to win every single race that I can.
Now, of course, with week 5 being over, we move to Las Vegas next week for 134 laps. It can be either or. It's 50-50. If it's a morning race, we're not going to see that high line be utilized. We're going to see a lot of diamonding in the corner. If it's a night race, that high line is going to be the advantage. Which session are you praying is really the session that you guys are going to be driving in? Do you want that night race, or do you feel like the morning will be a little bit more of a challenge?
I definitely want that night race because I don't want to have to deal with burning up my tires in the middle of the day.
I mean, completely understandable there, man. I know how it is. It's a weekday for you. I probably asked you maybe one extra question than what we normally do here.
No, it's all right.
Before you get killed, man, I gotta ask you, do you have any shout outs you'd like to give to anybody?
My mom and dad for letting me do this at 10 o'clock.
Well, apologize to the parents for me for holding you up a little bit longer, man. Of course, weren't able to walk away with the win. You got second place from a starting grid position of 11th, so still really good on the night. You're gonna get a lot of points here tonight due to that. So of course, congratulations on your second place finish, man. Won't be seeing you this Saturday as we are off for Naris and Friday. So look forward to seeing you back here on Wednesday.
Hopefully tomorrow.
Oh, you're on. Oh yeah, you're racing tomorrow too. I always forget about that.
Hopefully I'll do better in the trucks. But we will see.
Well, I mean, the way you've been going, you've been talking to me at least twice a week, so I feel like we're on par to do it again. All right, Tristan, man, I hope you have a good one.
You too. You have a good night.
That being our second place finisher of Tristan Pena, someone that has been on fire across multiple leagues that are here at the home of a right time Naris, both trucks and ARCA here, and then of course the Gen 6 cars on Saturday. He's a pretty busy man, but still making it all work. Now, one other person to interview here. We've talked to this man multiple times before. I know he's dying to get his interview ready. So, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, you're a winner of the race tonight. Number 51 of Jesse Singleton. Jess, you are in the booth, man. You got a copy with us.
Yes, sir. I got you loud and clear.
Well, man, one of the few that I am normally talking to at least once a week, man. How you doing, first off?
We have a little bit of a streak going, so I'm doing pretty good. I'd say I just won a race, so dang sure can't complain.
Now, of course, didn't really think that anybody other than DeWald was going to be able to take it. It seemed pretty difficult there. Of course, you starting in 13th position, really having to battle at certain points in times. Those last like 20, 25 laps, it seemed like it was almost impossible to catch up without that caution. I don't know if it was the track, the temps, the tires, but it felt like once everybody kind of got in their grooves and tires started falling off, there really was no coming back from it. How do you feel like, the track was and the racing was here tonight?
It really clean air dominates. That's the first thing. When you get back in the pack here, there's so much dirty air, and it's such a tight. It's not really tight, but it's just you're using all your aerodynamics here. You're using all your mechanical grip. There's so much banking to this track. You're putting it on the very edge of the line. I felt like we had a really strong, hot, long run car. We lacking a little bit there on the short runs. Figured it out later on in the race. Made a couple mistakes early on. Just kept putting us back in the pack, and it seemed like once we got a long run in and we got up there, we get to P2, and it's just we'd slowly catch him. It seemed like, but not enough just to catch him, get up to him. But yeah, just too many mistakes made. If we didn't have that caution, no chance of winning there. But we had a really nice little long run car there.
Of course, got the win tonight off of an insane last minute caution. That puts you in 7th in points compared to where you were sitting last week after IRP in 16th. How do you feel like that'll really change the tides for you for the rest of the season now moving forward into Vegas next week?
I definitely building some momentum here with all these good finishes here. Really had I don't want to say poor start. We had an okay Daytona finish. Missed a couple races there, but I think we have a hell of a comeback going and keep on doing what we're doing. I think we'll be just fine for championship.
Now, of course, season nowhere near wrapping up yet. We still have a few weeks to go. Not even nearing the halfway point yet. 2 weeks from now, Nashville will be our halfway point. What are your goals for the next 2 weeks to keep boosting yourself on points? Of course, the win is really everybody's ideal goal. But what goals do you have in set before we hit that halfway point in 2 weeks?
Really just minimizing our mistakes, making sure we have good qualifying efforts. We made that mistake here. I feel like if we had a better qualifying today, we didn't have to deal with a lot of lap traffic, wearing our tires out there in the short runs. I feel like we would have been right up there with them the whole race. I felt like we might even been a little faster after 20 laps or so. I mean, the car felt like it was on rails the whole run. I never really got super tight like a lot of other people. I feel like they gave me a really good car today, so just if we minimize them mistakes, I think we'll be just fine.
Now, of course, 7th in points, like I said, not all the way good enough to really kind of take a sigh of relief as you're still having to fight right now. You're about 60 points behind leader. I mean, it is very doable at this point in time. But how are you feeling not only to your finishing position, well, your points position now in 7th, but of course that 60-point difference between you and Connor Price?
Yeah, I don't like it at all. That's for sure. But we're picking away out of it. I mean, it was larger than that last week, so all we can do is just keep picking at it, getting finishes like we have been, top 3s, top 5s, top 10s. Just keep them 20, 25 DNFs away, and I think we'll be in the right spot when the last couple races come together where we can hopefully make a move.
Now, of course, man, before we let you go and enjoy the rest of your night, 2 more questions. You already know what the last question is. The cars here tonight seem to not be comfortable on that high side or the low line late into the run. How are the tires feeling for you here tonight? Not really saw many instances of people getting loose with tire wear. I mean, you guys ran tires out pretty long, even with the first like 4 or 5 cautions came out. You guys really didn't touch tires to probably about lap 50 to 80. So how did the ARCA car feel for you here tonight?
Tire wear it didn't look like a factor because it's so hard to pass, but it really was. But it's just one of them things where you could have better tires catch up to the guy, but it's so hard to pass. It's one thing catching him, another thing passing him. The car migrated tight, not loose. I had a lot of brake bias in the rear of the car, and she wasn't going nowhere. I mean, I really felt like if we could, we're really driving it deep end on the bottom, kind of come up half a lane and diamond it off. I mean, I felt like I was on rails down there. If I got any higher, it just felt like it wanted to wash the front end off. But other than that, it felt good. It felt like it was on rails for me all night.
Then, of course, man, before we let you go, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night. Still a weekday. Still have work for maybe one more day before our jobs let us off for Good Friday going into Easter. Do you have any shout outs you'd like to give to anybody?
Of course, our main sponsor, Diesel Smoke Sauce. He's just released his smoke sauce brand, hot sauce line. I'm pretty sure pre-order just finished up tonight, actually. So he's going to be rolling out production. You can just visit dieselsmokesauce.com, pick you up some of them. And then all my boys over there at SRM, they gave me the car to come out here, and they gave me one hell of a one today. So all of them boys and everybody watching, hope they enjoyed it.
Well, of course, congratulations to you here, finally touching victory lane in the 51 machine, starting in 13th place, working your way all the way up tirelessly to the top 3 and getting the win where it matters most. Definitely was a good race for you tonight. Unfortunate for DeWald, but we definitely look forward to seeing not only what the rest of your season is going to have in store for you, but of course, possibly talking to you again next week because you're pretty consistent right now.
Yeah, I hope we have a similar finish that we had here last night. Hopefully, we do a lot more talking.
All right, man. I hope you have a good one and definitely happy Easter.
Yes, sir. You have a good one too.
That was your race winner, Jesse Singleton. Looking at our results now, Singleton gets the win here tonight at the Monster Mile. Then, of course, Tristan Pena finishing in second. Christopher DeWald, after a dominant run tonight, finishing in third place. Looking at how many laps he's led, 137 laps led for him tonight. An insane amount of laps if you really think about it at the end of the day. But just at the end, where it mattered the most, unfortunate circumstances took him out of that position. Of course, Thaddeus Friel finishing in fourth, and Omar Rodriguez finishing in fifth. So a pretty good finishing position. All top 5 drivers have been pretty big movers. Not the highest movers on the field, but within the top 10, Singleton moved up 12 positions from where he gridded. Pena up 9. DeWald down 2 as he was your pole sitter. Thaddeus up 11, and Omar up 2. So, I mean, pretty good racing here for the guys tonight. Hopefully, Vegas will be even better for these drivers, as hopefully it is going to be a night race for some. But me personally, I'm looking for that day race. That's where you're going to see a lot more strategy come out, a lot more grit, a lot more determination, and definitely where tires will play a very important role on the racing. Now, of course, all good things have to come to an end. We can't stay here forever, unfortunately, as much as we always would love to. But unfortunately, the broadcast has to finish out for the night. On behalf of everybody here at T. Elliott's Right Time ARCA Series, Right Time Sim Racing in general, and Asphalt Racing Network. We'd like to thank you guys for tuning in here for another week of crazy action from the boys on the track. Of course, you can catch us next week, the same time, the same place, Wednesday and Thursday, 9:05 p.m. Eastern for Right Times ARCA and Truck Series. Naris is on vacation this week, but we will be back next week, Friday and Saturday at 8:45 for Green Flag. And of course, American Stock Car Racing League, Monday at 9:05 p.m. So if you haven't dropped a follow, make sure you do. Turn your notifications on and be ready to watch us 5 days a week. Do what we do best. Of course, it is down to a holiday this weekend. So everybody, if we don't talk to you before then, if we don't see you tomorrow night, happy Easter, safe travels. And of course, as always, we're going to leave you with the last white flag lap where Jesse Singleton took it home for himself. We hope you all have a good night.